It's time. This is Mosaik, live from the Freak Sanctum, and I am back, my fellow freaks! Because I just saw last night the Power Rangers movie. Oh my god. There's so much to talk about, but I just want to put a disclaimer in there. This is a good movie. If you like movies, if you like having a fun time in the theater, you should watch this. The first half of the video will be a non-spoiler review for those who have not seen the movie yet. If you want, you can watch later for the spoiler review, where we get to have more fun. With that said, let's begin. Now, let's get one thing straight. This movie is not dark and gritty. No, it is not. The movie is fairly lighthearted, or has a sense of fun throughout the entire thing. It's a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy, in my opinion. Guardians of the Galaxy does have its serious moments, but overall, it's a very, very fun movie to watch. But it knows when to take itself serious and be like, hey, guys, this is a moment. Power Rangers does the exact same thing, and I love that. That's part of the reason why Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite movies. Trust me, it gets extremely cheesy at points throughout. As far as, like, the tone is just fun. It's a very fun movie. Like, the tone's fairly consistent throughout it. Like, you can tell everybody's having a lot of fun. Like, there's some moments that really tug at your heartstrings. I ain't gonna say what. First of all, the good thing. It plays a lot like a Power Rangers season premiere. Now, I don't mean to say that like it's an extended episode. I mean to say that like it actually, the layout of the episode, it still feels like a superhero movie, but when you think about it, it plays out a lot like a season premiere of the show. The acting in this movie is fantastic. Everybody in this movie came to play. Dacre Montgomery has cemented himself as a very good actor who's going to be around for a while. Naomi Scott, R.J. Kyler, Ludi Lin, even Becky G. This is her first movie. And Becky G just rocks it. Like, she's going to get more work. I hope she does. Second, the story in this movie is very simple. It's not that complicated. But you know what? That's fine. That's okay. The story, this movie doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be good. And for what it is, it's a really good story. You know? The Rangers are a bunch of misfits. They come together after they find these coins at this place. They find these coins in the rock, and next thing you know, they're getting all these weird abilities. And so, when they go exploring again, they find the spaceship, the command center, and they find Alpha and Zordon, who tell them they are the Power Rangers. They spend the movie training to fight Rita Repulsa, who is a monster. Like, she is... Keep her away from me. The visuals in this movie, the CGI is very good. It falters in a few points, but it's still all very, very decent CGI. Like, there is never a point where the CGI just looks absolutely terrible. All of the characters are likable. Billy, of course, is just... he's the one you like the most. There's no question. He is the one who just, like... he is so endearing and he's so freaking great. RJ Kyler, you rocked it, man. This movie is... this movie is made to be a big budget blockbuster, but it is also for the fans. The fans... you are going to love this movie because they clearly made the movie with you guys in mind. They put in a bunch of Easter eggs, and they're smart too. They put in a bunch of Easter eggs. There's a cameo in the movie. I won't say who they are, but there is a cameo in the movie. The movie's also really funny. There's jokes in the movie. Some of them don't land, but that's how all comedy is. But most of the jokes are smart and they do land. Some of them are Power Rangers cheese. Some of them are a little bit more adult and you can like, it'll go over kids' heads, but you can be like, oh. Now, there are a couple problems that I do want to address. This isn't a perfect movie. First off, Ludi Lin and Becky G, while they do very well with their characters, do not get as much screen time as Billy, Jason, and Kimberly. And I don't really understand why, considering their characters were just as interesting as the others. Secondly, there is some serious product placement in this movie. It's kind of distracting, but it's, I could look past it. Some people might not be able to, you know, but, I mean, it's not Man of Steel bad or anything like that, but it can be distracting for the right kind of person. Thirdly, Zordon's a bit of a dick. I don't like using that kind of language on my show, but I'm sorry. Zordon, he starts off like a little bit of a douchebag. It's just, it was funny considering, like, I don't know, just Zordon is supposed to be like the ultimate pillar of good in the universe of Power Rangers. And he's just, I don't know. I still liked the performance. I still liked the sort of arc that he went through. But I'm sorry, he starts off as a dick. He starts off as a serious dick. And lastly, this is much more minor than all the rest, in my opinion. The music placement, some placements of the music is a little off to me. Like, sometimes they'll transition from one pop song. It's mainly with the pop songs. They'll transition from a pop song to orchestral to pop song score, and it's like there are a bit too many pop songs in the movie itself. And I'm just like, you know, I'm still enjoying this fight scene. I'm still enjoying this bit, but like, you guys couldn't have put anything else in there. It does lead, there is one song that, in my opinion, is perfectly put in the movie. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful rendition of it. And, oh man, it really, really evokes just what they must be feeling at that moment. Like, this movie it hits the sweet spot in so many different ways that I think everybody is going to find enjoyment in it. It doesn't have, like, it's not specifically marketed towards the little kids or towards the teenagers or towards the adults who watched the show like 20 years ago. No, it's marketed to everyone because it's just a good time. That is all I gotta say on this movie. If you have not seen this movie, leave now.
I will give you 5 seconds.
Okay, now for the fun review. First off, let's talk about what I meant by it plays out like a season premiere. When you think about it, most season premieres in Power Rangers play out with most of it setting up the Rangers to getting their powers, and then finally with the last, like, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending on if it's a 1-part opener or a 2-part opener, them getting their powers and morphing and taking down the villain for the first time. Now, this movie does the same thing. The first 90 minutes of this movie is basically setup and training which I kind of like. The first 30, 40 minutes sets up our characters, introduces us to them, introduces us to their issues and their arcs and their backstories, and it moves forward from there. They find the ship. They find the command center underneath the gold mine, which is where they find the power coins. And on top of that, they spend the movie training in the pit with Alpha, who surprisingly knows how to fight. Yeah, they fight like hologram putties. They fight, you fight together in the pit and fight under the guidance of Alpha. And Zordon just sits in the wall and he's just like, "You're not ready to be Rangers. Get out of my sight." And I'm like, "Zordon, you dick." And then it shows the Rangers bonding. It shows them bonding, and that allows us to bond with them. And it's really, really nice. And then around the 90-minute mark, the Rangers, after being told by Zordon, "You're not ready to be Rangers," they're like, "Screw it. We have this power. Rita is about to destroy our town, and while we may not be Rangers, we're not just going to let her destroy it." So they go after her. They like straight up go after her, unmorphed, and try to fight her. And she beats them all. She just knocks them aside like they're nothing. Ties them up. And then she does something I did not see coming. She kills Billy. What? She just straight up murders him. Oh my god. And you could see it all. Like, oh my god, they just murder Billy, and then the Rangers carry his body to the command center and ask Zordon for help, while a beautiful rendition of "Stand By Me" plays in the background. And oh my goodness, like that, all that hurt. I was about to be in tears. Like, I don't usually cry in movies. I was about to be in tears at that junk. But it's fine, because they bring him back to life like 5 minutes later, because Zordon gives up his chance to come back to life once the morphing grid opens, after the Rangers finally become a team who would die for each other. He gives up his one chance to come back to life and uses it to bring Billy back to life, which I didn't see that coming, honestly. Like, I didn't see any of that coming. That was neat. That was cool. Like, and Billy comes back, and the Rangers finally are able to morph, and when they do, it is awesome. They jump into action. Rita is built Goldar. She's got an army of putties coming to take them down. And they're just like, okay, time to go to work. And when they go to work, it is awesome. They are kicking all 10 kinds of behind. It's so amazing. I love it. They see Goldar and they jump in their Zords and they head into the city. And it's just freaking awesome. Oh my god. Just pure awesomeness happening. Goldar, still a little disappointing. He doesn't talk or anything, but honestly, it kind of reminded me of RPM, where the monsters in RPM, a lot of them did not speak because they didn't need to. They were built for the purpose of destruction, and Vengeance didn't like any backtalk. So they didn't talk. All they did was destroy. And that's a lot of what Goldar is in this movie. So I didn't mind it that much. But the Rangers take him on in their Zords. It's not enough. And they have to protect the Zeo Crystal by just holding the line. Once Goldar finds the Zeo Crystal, they get into a line and they try to hold him back until Goldar pushes them into the pit where the Zeo Crystal is. And then they somehow miraculously form the Megazord through Deus Ex Machina. And it rises up out of there. And at first the Rangers don't know how to drive the darn thing. And But eventually they get the hang of it, and they just start whooping Goldar's behind, and it's freaking amazing. And it's just, yeah. And then once they kill Goldar, kinda, Rita comes out of it. She tries to jump at the Megazord and take it on herself, and Jason just leads the team, and he smacks her into space. He just smacks her out of the atmosphere, and it's so freaking awesome. Yes! Yes! All the yes! The Rangers then kind of sort of like retire their powers for now, because there isn't really that much of a need for them. But Rita is clear that more will come for the Zeo Crystal. Maybe Lord Zed. I don't know, maybe the Machine Empire. Maybe the United Alliance of Evil. Maybe everybody's going to start coming, and that will lead to the 6 sequels that they want to make. Now, secondly, whatever Krispy Kreme paid to be in this movie, it was not enough. This is one of the most massive hand jobs I've ever seen given to product placement in a movie, because not only does Krispy Kreme appear multiple times, their appearance is a plot point. The Zeo Crystal is buried underneath the Krispy Kreme. the Zeo Crystal is underneath the Krispy Kreme. I am dead serious here. Oh. Okay. Seriously, whoever's idea that was, what are you smoking? Can I try some? And thank you. Because that was one of the best and worst things in this movie. Like, it's so classic Power Rangers ridiculousness. Like, as Linkara calls it, Power Rangers insanity. This is it. This is exactly it. Why is it that the Megazord just comes together? Honestly, I was sitting, it's a bit distracting because I was sitting in the movie while I was watching it like, this is cool, but where's the moment where Zordon tells them you can combine your Zords? Seriously. One line, that's all it would have took. Or maybe a few lines, but still, he could have said like, Rangers, you can combine your Zords into the Megazord. Or the way Rita looked at it, actually, kind of looked like they had never done that before. Was that the first time the Rangers had ever made the Megazord in the history of Rangerdom? If so, that's actually a neat little plot point. It shows something that makes these Rangers unique among their brethren. That's actually kind of cool. There's also quite a few crazy jokes in this movie. There's not just the pee in that cup thing. There's also a joke at the beginning of the movie dealing with bovine masturbation. Apparently when Jason and his friends were stealing the cow, which is the incident that caused the police to come after Jason, he got into a car crash, and that's why he's under house arrest in the movie. Apparently the friend thought he was milking the cow, and I guess in a way he was. But it turns out it's a male cow, dude. Only one udder. He even takes a look back at it, and he's just like, oh, man. Oh, that's so beautiful. There's also this joke during the final fight where they stomp on a Camaro and then kick it at some putties or Goldar 1, and he's just like, sorry, Bumblebee. And I'm just like, somebody really hates Michael Bay. Like, that was a straight up F you Michael Bay moment, and I loved it. Also, quite a few Easter eggs in this movie. I was talking about it earlier, but yeah, there are some Easter eggs in this movie for the hardcore fans. At the end of the movie, keep in mind, I probably did not catch all of these, but still, like, when I go see the movie again, you can bet I'm going to be looking for more. There is a moment during the final fight where Jason's dad is driving through the city looking for him in the chaos. And he says he's at the corner of Reefside and Mariner Bay. Fans of the show will know that Reefside is the hometown of the Dino Thunder Rangers, and Mariner Bay is the hometown of the Lightspeed Rescue Rangers. And I'm just like, yes! There's also a moment towards the end of the movie, the very end, where Trini's brothers talk about how the Yellow Ranger, he's so cool. And she looks at them like, yo, little... And I was just looking at it like, ha, you're so clever. Because in the Sentai that Mighty Morphin is based off of, Zyuranger, the Yellow Ranger is actually a dude. And also, there is a cameo in this movie featuring Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson as a couple of citizens in the movie. And I'm just like, that's cool and all, but where are the others? Where's all the other people? Why aren't they in this movie? Like, where's Walter Jones? Where's Allison St. John? Where's David Yost? And that was my review of the Power Rangers movie. Thank you all for joining me. I really hope you guys go out and see this film because you deserve a good time. And that's what this movie is, a great time at the theater. Now, I know a lot of the videos I planned for Power Rangers Month did not necessarily come up on time. I did record them. I've had no time to edit them because I am now getting ready for midterms at school. Plus, I have my other clubs and organizations. I have family obligations. I just have not had the time that I thought I would have to edit these videos. That's okay, because I am still making all of these videos. They will be going up on this channel. You can be assured of that. If you want to see more Power Rangers content, if you just like my videos, please hit that like button as hard as you can. Feel free to subscribe. Share this video with all of your friends so they know that this movie is awesome. Until then, this is the Freak Sanctum, and this is Mosaik signing off. Thank you all. There's an airplane flying over me right now.